Some songs don't need volume to be powerful. Some songs don't need long solos to change music forever. In under 3 minutes, Jimi Hendrix created one of the most emotional, influential guitar pieces ever recorded. This is the story of Little Wing. The year is 1967. London was the center of the musical universe. Jimi Hendrix had only been to England for a short time, but he was already rewriting the rules of rock guitar. Night after night, Hendrix performed alongside musicians who would become legends themselves. One of those nights changed everything. At the Monterey Pop Festival, Hendrix watched something that deeply moved him. Crowds united by music, emotion flowing freely, and a sense of peace that felt fragile and temporary. That feeling stayed with him, and it followed him back into the studio. Little Wing was recorded in early 1967 during the sessions of Axis Bold as Love. Unlike many Hendrix tracks that were layered and expansive, Little Wing was intimate and restrained. The song came together quickly, almost casually, yet every note feels deliberate. Hendrix approached the guitar not as an instrument to dominate, but as a voice. Every bend, every chord, every breath between notes. What makes Little Wing legendary isn't speed, it's touch. Hendrix blended rhythm and lead playing at the same time, jazz chord voicings, blues phrasing, soulful restraint. His thumb wrapped around the neck. Fingers danced between chords and melody. The result sounded like two guitars at once, but it was just Hendrix speaking directly through the string. The guitar doesn't show off, it confesses. Lyrics of Little Wing are sparse, almost poetic fragments. A girl with a dream, a sense of peace, a fleeting presence. She's not fully explained, she's felt. Some hear a woman, others hear freedom, others hear the spirit of the 1960s itself, beautiful, hopeful, and gone too soon. Hendrix never clarified, and that mystery is part of the magic. Little Wing became a rite of passage for guitarists, not because it's flashy, but because it's honest. Artists across genres studied it. Blues players, jazz musicians, rock guitarists, soul artists. Everyone from beginners to legends realized the same thing. You don't need 1,000 notes, you just need the right ones. Decades later, Little Wing still feels modern. It reminds us that emotion beats technique, simplicity can be revolutionary, music does not need a shout to be heard. Hendrix whispered and changed everything. Little Wing isn't just a song, it's a moment, a feeling, a lesson, and proof that sometimes the smallest wings leave the biggest shadows. By 1967, Hendrix was becoming a studio visionary. The Experience entered Olympic Studios in Europe, which was one of the most advanced studios at the time. Little Wing wasn't a rush session, it was experimental, intuitive, and emotional. Little Wing ended up being on Jimi Hendrix and the Experience's second studio album, Axis Bold as Love. Hendrix used a Fender Stratocaster, but the real magic was how he played it. Instead of separating rhythm and lead, he combined them into one performance. The guitar part you hear is largely one continuous performance, almost captured in real time. Hendrix relied heavily on amp breakdown rather than distorted pedals. Controlled feedback that never overwhelms the track. The goal wasn't power, it was touch. Noel Redding kept the bass warm and supportive, never stepping on the guitar space. Mitch Mitchell used a jazz-influenced approach, light cymbal work, subtle snare accents, loose timing that breathes. The drums were recorded naturally, no heavy compression, no aggressive EQ. They moved like a heartbeat. Hendrix's vocals were not overthought. He sang softly, almost conversationally. There's no attempt to dominate the track. The voice sits inside the music, not above it. Small imperfections were left in. Slight pitch bends, natural breath, fragile delivery. That vulnerability is intentional. The song doesn't sound performed, it sounds confessed. Producer Chaz Chandler understood something critical. You overpolish Little Wing, you destroy it. So the production choices were minimal. No excess layering, no long takes chopped apart, no attempt to improve the feeling. What you hear is the band captured in the moment, not constructed piece by piece.